as every larger organization, the topics should be bottom-up. They should come out from the interest of researchers, from proposals that come up from meetings, from papers, and so on. So in a sense, it should be, as we say, a self-emergent process. So in a sense, I have in mind some topics, but I don't want to say them, because I think that globally should be open, flexible, and be open to the proposals of particularly the young researchers. I don't like top-down organizations.
I'm not sure that GlobalX should try to impose a kind of line of thought or a direction of thinking. I think this quite informal, but where you have this space for debating ideas, goes generating new topics according to the interests of the people.
GlobalX has been completely extreme in the sense of being informal. I mean, we don't have one person employed by GlobalX. I never got $1 in salary, and nobody else did either. And we don't even have an account saying GlobalX where people could put their money. What we did was that we got local initiative. When it was the academy, the people in Portugal got funding from a foundation for the GlobalX Academy, which is called from a Gulbenkian foundation. Very nice of them. The Finnish people, the same way, they tried to raise money this way. And for the conferences, money has been raised locally.
If the current activities can be sustained with the current institutional setup, okay, so if it's possible to run the PhD school, the conferences, the new working paper series, and everything else that goes on with the current structure, I wouldn't see a reason to change it. But I do realize that some people here put in a hell of a lot of work, and that may not be sustainable forever. Right? Some people sort of jump-started this and pushed it. And maybe these people get a little tired of doing this all by themselves, and they need some full-time staff to run the admin and that kind of stuff. So if that is the case, I would say yes, then we should have a permanent secretariat.
I would think that I'm in the minority there, to put it that way. I think it would be a big advantage for GlobalX to have a more formalized organization and to have members and to have more people involved and have elections and things like that. Because I think that would simply make it easier to carry GlobalX on in the future. I mean, the enthusiasts that started it, they probably will not be able to go on forever, and the new and younger people will have to take over. And then I think that would be much easier if it was a more formalized organization. And I can't see that, that would mean that it would be less flexible. I mean, it could be equally open for non-members, as in fact is many organizations of this type, and they have their conferences. These are open. So I don't see this trade-off between membership and flexibility.
I would say that this has to be a slow process. So far, two grand individuals, Richard Nelson, who is something like a spiritual leader, I mean, I put him, and Benedok Lundwall, he is a real leader. And this is a very strange and rare combination. It has been doing fairly well, and one cannot assume that this will go in a sustained way. It may not, and we have to find alternative. But that alternative has to be found in a slow and steady process. There has to be a very slow transition process. So when do you start that? I don't find that there is an immediate reason for a crisis of that sort to start that. And I think that the system will give some indications to start it, then we should do it. I don't think that there's any strong indication as of now to kind of expedite the process of formalization.
I think the nice thing about research communities is that they are continuously flexible, movable. That you should never have organizations which limit entry. So it should always be open. It's also very good that they're flexible because they can change, adapt to new challenges, new topics. So in order to be able to adjust to this, you need a very flexible structure. Does that mean that you don't need to have a little bit of an organization? Well, the least organization you have, the better as far as I'm concerned, if you can survive, if you remain. If you see that the lack of organization is becoming a problem, say that you have the best organization in Mexico, and then the next year you lack totally the same organization and you have a decline, then you can say we have a problem. Up to now, it's going on a continuous improving line. So in that sense, I think we are successful in each time finding voluntary people being prepared to help us in the organization.